all YouTube. It's your boy Vanquish33, your favorite petty brood with a whole lot of ambition. Fano push up passion, gotta push a mission. We voga and go get it with no permission, baby. And I'm back again with another YouTube video. I know I've been gone for a minute. You guys haven't seen my beautiful face in quite some time, but I'm back. I don't know for how long, but I'm back, right? So in today's video, we're going to be talking about blowing accounts. Now, this is a very touchy subject, especially for traders out there, because right now, you clicking on this video, there's something wrong, right? Like, no one ever deposits money into a trading account with the intention of actually blowing that money. So, yeah, man, it can be a very difficult place to be in, right? So I'm just going to be talking about my experience with blowing accounts and how I was able to put processes and procedures in place for me to be able to alleviate those kind of things, right? Now, in order to get a solution to something, we first need to allocate the problem, right? So one of the main reasons I believe that most people, not only just myself, but most people, especially traders, blow their accounts is due to over leveraging or having too many positions running at the same time, right? Over leveraging is a concept that is very much pushed or supported in the South African trading industry, right? We have a lot of people trading NAS 100, let me just say indices, gold, and GBP JPY, because those are the most liquid and volatile, one of the most liquid and volatile instruments to trade, right? So there's people who have this idea of actually like depositing either 1,000 rand or 1,500 rand into a trading account and actually growing that account into 10,000 rand, 20,000 rand within 1 week, right? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. There's some people out there who are able to do it and who can afford to do those kind of things, right? But it is very risky. Not only is it risky, but it's very stressful, and not everyone can afford to deposit 1,500 rand into their accounts and open, I don't know how many trades, and anticipate that trade to move into the anticipated direction. But yeah, that's a conversation for another day. But excuse me. Yeah, it's the thing about over leveraging and risking too much on your accounts is it's not viable, and there's no longevity in that. The reason why I say that, because you can deposit 1,000 rand into your account today and make 5,000 rand tomorrow or whatever, but there are days you have to realize, as traders, we have to realize that there are losses. You can't just win each and every trade that you take. Losses are inevitable in trading. They're going to happen regardless of whether you've been trading for 10 years, 20 years, whatever, right? It's just like a business. You can't run a business without incurring any expenses, right? So the concept of depositing money into a certain amount of money into an account and over leveraging on the account to make a huge amount of money there's no longevity in that, because there's going to be days and weeks where you're going to draw down and you're not actually getting wins, or there's weeks where you go into drawdown. That means when you execute a trade, it might not go into an anticipated direction and end up incurring a loss. So I personally prefer the compounding concept of trading, actually having a certain amount of money within a trading account and building it gradually over a certain period of time, right? Now, there's people who prefer the over leveraging concept, and there's some people who, like myself, prefer the compounding effect. With this, what I like about the compounding concept is that it's less stressful, right? And it's more systematic and stuff. So let's say I have $100 in my trading account. I'm not going to go now open a 0.50 on that $100, because if that trade goes against me, I'm going to lose a significant amount of my capital, right? So let's say I have $100, I open a 0.01. I know at least that I'm losing at least either $3 or $5, depending on where your stop loss is, to potentially gain $15. You know what I'm saying? And once, let's say you're trading $100, you make $20 within that week or within that month, and you can deposit another $50. Now you have $170, which means now you can adjust your leverage towards your capital. Instead of risking a 0.01, now I can execute a 0.03 on a trade. You know what I'm saying? So it all comes down to preference and what works for you, because we're all different as people and as traders as well. So yeah. Now, the second reason why, as to I believe I used to blow my trading account, was due to revenge trading, right? Revenge trading is basically when you take a loss within the market and you try to go back into the market without any setup, right? You very emotional about your trades and you're just going back into the market to extract profits, right? With the intention of making back the money that you lost, right? Now that's a mental and an emotional cycle that ends up leading you towards blowing your account. Because I remember, while I'm still a bit of a novice, but I'm a bit more advanced now. But yeah, what I'm saying is, as a beginner, I used to trade as a beginner. I used to trade on the Mondays in the AMs. Imagine trading during the Asian session, right? During the Asian sessions, especially on Mondays, what price usually does is consolidate around the same price level, right? I used to execute a trade and I used to take a loss and I used to go back into the market and try to make back the money that I lost. Then I'd end up blowing my account on that Monday before the week even ends, bro. So it's very important that you have, I would say, a trading plan in place, something to discipline you, something that's systematic, something that has rules and procedures in place to guide you and protect you from making silly novice mistakes, right? Like, I know that if I take a certain amount of losses within a day, I know that I should stop trading regardless of what session is coming up. I know that I should stop trading. I've reached my cap of the amount I'm actually supposed to lose for that day, or the percentage that I'm actually supposed to lose for that day. Now, guys, the third reason as to why I believe some people or myself, the reason why I used to blow my account was due to over trading. Like, sometimes when you don't have a trading plan and you don't have certain setups that you look out for within the market, you're just liable to take any setup that comes your way, or any trade at market execution. When you're bored, maybe just looking at the charts and you have nothing else to do, you're just executing trades, whether they're invalid, whether they're highly probable. You're just executing because you're bored and you just want to be in the trade. You want that dopamine hit, right? So yeah, man.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked
Oh
up.
my fuck. Today's not a good day for me. This was the wrong place to shoot this video. And you gotta declare, bitch. You gotta they don't have owners, bro. But as I was saying, I was talking about overtrading, right? So it's very important, right? There's going to be weeks where some pairs are consolidating and they're just moving sideways, and there's weeks where the market is going to be very liquid and it's going to be very volatile, and there's the potential to make profit is going to be there, right? So it's important to know when to trade and when not to trade, right? As well as which sessions that you should consider to take your trades, because there's sessions where the market moves heavily. For example, I like to trade the London session and I like to trade the New York session, right? Because I know during those times, the USD pairs and the GBP pairs, the Euro pairs also moving quite volatile depending on the day, right? I also know that I don't trade on Mondays. Mondays, I'm just going to be observing the market. Okay, sometimes I execute trades, but if I'm going to execute a trade, I'm going to probably take one trade. If that trade takes a loss, then I don't execute any other positions. Also, guys, you're going to have to remember that as a trader, discipline plays a huge role, because there's no one who's going to hold you accountable for what you're supposed to do except for yourself. No one's going to be chasing behind you, telling you to backtest, to do your to journal your trades and do your advanced self-review and stuff like that. Those are things that you're going to have to hold yourself accountable for, and be disciplined enough to do those things if you want to get better within your trading. You understand? So yeah, man. I'm personally a swing trader, by the way, so I do not take as many trades as maybe someone who scalps or someone who's a day trader, right? And fourth on the list, I think that the reason behind most people blowing their accounts is because of pressure, right? We live in a digital age where most things, especially information, is very easily accessible, right? So we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have YouTube, and all sorts of things, right? So social media, for example, there's Instagram forex traders, right? So you see people floating huge amounts of money just from a small deposit of that money, right? And sometimes we try to replicate that, and another thing is not everything on social media is real. Also, I'd like to discuss the idea of IB brokers, right? Introducing broker. So, an introducing broker is basically someone who, and I don't know if I'm using the right terminology, but they're affiliated with a certain broker, right? So, their job as a trader is to bring clients to the broker, right? It's like how sports athletes get endorsed by let's say a Nike or Adidas or stuff like that. It's the same with broker with traders, right? Let's say a certain broker approaches me and says, "We'd like to work with you. If you bring a certain amount of clients, this is how much we're going to give you." I was actually at a conference in Sentin the other day, and they were talking about introducing brokers and how actually some of these traders make more money off of bringing clients to brokers than they do with the actual trading, right? So you need to be very careful on who you follow on social media, right? So that you're not susceptible to all these other things, right? Yeah, man. Don't put yourself under pressure to want to also now take a screenshot and post on Instagram, or to prove to people that you're actually making money trading forex, because then you just basically you begin trading with the wrong intentions, and it starts to show within your trading sometimes, right? And it also leads to things like over leveraging and doing all those sorts of things. So it's very important to stay in your own lane and just look at what you can do within your own trading to get to where you want to be, all right? And just improve your trading. Yeah, so the last reason, by the way, there's a list of things that I can mention, but I only chose these few because I felt like I could relate to them and they made sense. Maybe some of you out there could relate to them, but another reason as to why I believe I kept blowing accounts was due to me not being able to trade, right? So the thing about forex is it's oversaturated with so much information, from trend lines to support and resistance to moving averages to Bollinger Bands, indicators and stuff like that. So order blocks, and yeah, so there's just a bunch of information that is there to sift through, right? Like, okay, let me say it this way. I probably said this quite a lot of times, but I'm going to say it again anyway. But like us as retail traders, we are just there sometimes to provide liquidity for those big institutions to be able to either place their trades or take profit from the initial trades, right? So, and most of people who trade forex, whether it's indices, whether it's commodities, whether it's forex pairs, right, or even stock trading, most of the people who trade these instruments actually lose their money trading forex, right? Some people say it's 70%, some people say it's 80%, but I believe that the percentage of people who lose trading forex, retail traders, is much higher than that. Even potentially even 95% of people lose trading forex, right? So you need to understand that not all retail trading concepts are there to help you within your trading. You're just there to provide liquidity, right? So it's very important that you seek the right trading information from the right sources, and that can be difficult sometimes because unfortunately us as retail traders don't have the fortunateness, if that's even a word, to have access to information, right? Like the big institutions do and stuff like that. So when the market moves, most of them know where the market is going to move before it actually moves in that direction, if that makes sense. So you on the receiving end. So it's very important that you do a lot of research around not just strategy, but what the forex market is as a whole, the financial system, the big central banks and stuff like that. So yeah, man. Nonetheless, yeah, those are, I would say, one of amongst the 5 things that I believe most traders blow their account trading forex, right? So another thing I'd like to mention is that actually, like, blowing an account can be detrimental. Yes, it's not a nice position to be, because you end up losing your account and you just end up becoming an observer of the markets. But sometimes that is necessary, because once you blow your account, sometimes it forces you to go back to the drawing board and seek more information as to why you're not able to maintain your capital and preserve your capital, and what you can actually do better to become a better trader, right? So yeah, man, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you found any value, please do hit the like button. It goes a long way. It just makes sure that other people actually see the content. Maybe someone out there could actually make use of the content and gather some insight from it. And yeah, man, you guys better stay tuned, subscribe, because there's definitely more content that I'm actually planning to push out. And yeah, man, in the next time, in between time, you better make sure that you rock with your boy. I'm signing out. Peace, guys.